Hi, my name is Gary Mintz. I am the proud president of the New York Giants Preservation Society. They say that Cooperstown is the town where baseball lives. The New York Giants Preservation Society is where the New York Giants still live. Our mission, we started in 2012, is to remember, treasure, and preserve the storied history of the Giants of the Polo Grounds. And what a history it was, and still remains in the hearts and minds of many people. 5 world championships, countless famous players, you know their names: Carl Hubble, Christy Mathewson, Mel Ott, Monty Irvin, Willie Mays, and manager John McGraw. And the famous events that happened at the Polo Grounds: the catch, 1954, Willie Mays, and of course the shot heard around the world by Bobby Thompson. And of course the famed and fabled Polo Grounds Stadium. These are memories that cannot dissipate or leave us. I'm sorry. There's absolutely no reason for the memory of the New York Giants to fade away, even though the team has not played in New York since 1957. With the New York Giants Preservation Society, we hope to keep this tradition alive and well in the minds of younger fans who are just getting into baseball, and the older fans who have still love and relish the game. So the New York Giants Preservation Society there is now the home for so many fans who have lost their beloved team that resided in New York City from 1883 to 1957. Our organization has done a lot. First of all, we have 3 websites. We have our main website that we started. We have a Yahoo page where people could post pictures, and then we have a Facebook page. And the Facebook page is running about 1,950 followers. When I first started, I was hoping to get 30, because then they start computing stats and stuff, and it just keeps growing. Willie Mays celebrated his 88th birthday, and somehow we got 40,000 views on it, which was mind-boggling. We hold meetings 3 or 4 times a year in New York City. At first we started at the Bavino Baseball Clubhouse, and Jay Goldberg is in the audience. Jay, you're a Hall of Famer, and Jay always allowed us to use his facility. He has moved on to bigger things. So right now we are residing at Affinities, which is a local it's a fan,
Go
bar.
ahead, call it what it is. It's a dive.
It's a sports dive for San Francisco-based fans. By the way, this is Perry Barber, a member of our society and a Hall of Famer. Her picture is on the 2nd floor here. Perry, so nice to see you. We have started a new relationship with Affinities. We've had a couple of meetings there, and despite it being a bar, a dive bar, we have many people have come, and you'll see some pictures showing that later. So, who am I? I am a 58-year-old lifetime San Francisco Giant fan who earned his fandom and love from his dad. I have women in my life. My wife Mandy's here. I have 3 daughters, a grandchild on the way, and other members of my family who've tolerated my nonsensical Giant fandom over all these years. I'm also a New York City school teacher. Love American history, so this is just a great tie-in for this. I was a presenter here in 2016. I write mock trials, and I wrote 6 about baseball. And the symposium was kind enough to select me, and I am so happy to be back. And now my passion, before ending up my school career, is this society that I run. It is a lot of time and effort put into it, and I truly do love it. And the main reason I got involved in this is there's a picture of my dad on the bottom right, and as you all know, in Field of Dreams, You learn stuff from your father, and my father was really my inspiration in baseball. Nobody disliked my dad. He was really the greatest guy I ever knew. But he did one bad thing, and that was I wanted to be like him, so I became a San Francisco Giant fan. And for 40 years, that was a curse. And then finally in 2010, somehow they won the World Series, and now they won in 2012, 2014, and now it feels like we're paying the devil here because the Giants are just they are a mess. Anyway, when they won the World Series in 2010, when Nelson Cruz struck out, all the nonsense went out of my head. I was happier than a pig, and you know what. My dad took me to my first game at Shea Stadium, 1969. Classic 14-inning game. Juan Marichal was pitching, 0-0. Gary Gentry pitched 9 innings, and Marichal pitched 14 innings. And in the 14th inning, I was 8 years old, and I asked my dad, could you take me to the bathroom? He said, no. Your brother will take you. So my brother took me. We went to the bathroom, and inside of the stall, there was a roar. My brother grabs my arm. We get out. You see the field, and Tommy Agee, rounding third, home run. My brother never let me forget that. Let me tell you. Anyway, back to my dad. I never really asked him that much about the New York Giants because they didn't play in New York anymore, but he always spoke, and he would just say stuff that out of nowhere. Bill the Cricket Rigney, he would say. Bobby the Flying Scott Thompson. Alvin Blackie Dark. Monty the Orange Cutie Urban. And he would always call the Polo Grounds the PGs. That's what he called the Polo Grounds. And other things. He would throw like Hoyt Wilhelm. He'd show the grip and the Mel Ott with the lifting of the leg. And all this stuff stuck in my mind. But just not enough that I would ask him questions because I was too young. And by the time, he passed away in 2003. So he didn't get to live any of these great memories that I'm going to be telling you about and things that this society has accomplished. So I'm going to start with that. We have a really good relationship with the San Francisco Giants. There are some buttons there that they made, and if anybody still follows the Giants, they have a marketing motto, Forever Giant. And there's some nice buttons with the New York Giant logo and the San Francisco Giant logo. Feel free to take one if you'd like. Anyway, the Giants, when they won the World Series, decided to honor their past. So in the Januaries following the World Series, they had these private luncheons for us, brunches for us, I should say. And you can see the top couple of pictures, my family, and we're all happy because I don't think we'll ever be doing that again. And we have also gathered some money through donations and dedicated it to the Junior Giant Society. We wrote a check, I think it was for $600. And you see most of these pictures. In 2012, we were asked to attend a Polo Grounds night at AT&T Park. And it was truly fabulous. We were called out on the field. A man named Mo Resin, they showed a clip of his The End of an Era, which is a fabulous film. It's here also in the Hall of Fame. He was a young kid, filmed the game, and they let him on the field, and it's really a remarkable piece. Anyway, Mo made a speech, and then the late, great Peter McGowan made a speech and summed up how important it is to keep the history. And he was one of the major factors in San Franciscans, understanding the history team. So the night ended, the day ended, and I was at a crossroads. The Giant executives are telling us to leave the field, and Peter McGowan is like, no, follow me. And I'm like, well, what do I do? And I was like, you know, he used to really be the owner of the team, I'm gonna follow him. So I followed, Mr. McGowan, and he took us through the dugout, see Bruce Bochy there, and a couple of players. And then he takes us into the tunnel, and he takes us, to the clubhouse. And Mike Murphy is there, and he was been with the Giants since the beginning. And then he turns the corner, he goes, I'd like you to meet Willie Mays. And it was, you know, and Willie Mays is sitting there, and we're talking to him, he's signing balls, and I'm like, why am I here? You know, this is my dad, this is what he should have been here. But regardless, it was, you know, just a classic moment. So that day will always live in, you know, as you can see, we were put up on the scoreboard. It was just a wonderful experience going there. Like I said, we have our meetings. This is the old Bergino Baseball Clubhouse in Lower Manhattan, which is not a dive bar, Perry.
Not hardly.
And you can see some of the people we had and some of the books on display. There's Peter McGowan, again, he passed away. Really like the nicest man. And he always wore that New York Giant hat. He knew everything, and he had names of players signed on there. Just a truly wonderful gentleman. And when you say that about a person, you're really saying a lot. Our first guest was Joshua Prager, who wrote an incredible book called The Echoing Green about the Giants stealing signs to win the 1951 pennant. And then Jay, a little younger back there with me when I was younger, and that is Jamie Rupert, who happens to be Horace Stoning's granddaughter and also a member of our society. That's our founder. This is Andrew Baggerly, you know, esteemed writer for the Giants today. We've really gotten a lot of credible guests. Bill Madden, a Hall of Famer, has spoke at our meetings. This is Arnold Hainu, still alive, and still, I mean, just, he spoke and eloquently, and just a great speaker. More of Jay's store. This is the video I was referring to, the end of an era. There's a copy of it over there. Anything at that table, you could take a look. There's some programs, there's a Monty Irvin card and some business cards you could look at. And of course those buttons. This is our new home at Finnerty's. But this gentleman's name is Lincoln Mitchell. He wrote a really good book on the Giants. The top right, we honored Monty Irvin's 100th birthday. We got in touch with his daughters. One lives in Texas and the other lives in New Jersey. She couldn't make it, but she sent me a letter, and it was a beautiful letter that I read out loud to the members who showed up. We usually get about anywhere from 25 to 45 people at each meeting. It really goes nice. Finnerty's also somehow has this authentic New York Giants National League Championship pennant that they tried to give the Giants. They said the Giants refused or didn't want it, so they have it in like a room, I guess special air conditioned so it doesn't get yellowed, and it's really, when some of the men saw that, they were in awe. And another thing, you know, when we was talking about Willie Mays and coming to these brunches that we had, I mean, a lot of the fans of the San Francisco Giants still love the Giants because of Willie Mays. I mean, they're 80-year-old men. He walks in the room and they're like crying, and I felt good. Not that they were crying, that they got to see their hero. That you know, maybe they never got to see him before, and he's not 25 or 35, but to them, in their eyes, he is 25 and 30. And the hat is flying off his head when he's going round a base or catching ball. This is a Nike organization had a charity run, and they asked us to be there. You can see some of us in the front row. They started out and they ended at, this is the famed John T. Brush Stairway. This is the last real remnant of the Polo Grounds. the Giant, any team that associated with the Polo Grounds who played there, the Jets, the Mets, the Giants, they all donated some money, and the stairs were fixed to resemble what they used to be. And there was, I'll get to the ribbon cutting ceremony. But this led from, it's called Coogan's Bluff because there's a big hill, and the fans would come down into the stadium and go right to the ticket booth, and then go into the stadium. They really did a splendid job there. And here is the ribbon cutting ceremony that I was asked to attend. This is Stacy Slaughter, one of the Giant executives. I don't know if anybody recognizes this man here. Most women would really like him, or did like him. That's Lee Mazzilli, the former Met. He came by, and it was really a beautiful thing. We were also asked to attend Carl Hubble Day in New Jersey at his home. Again, they put on a really nice show that day, and we're getting calls, hey, could one of you come down and speak on behalf of the group? And it's just a really nice thing to remember and honor a great picture and a great past. I was asked to come and speak, and I had to make a speech at the they made a Monty Irvin statue, similar to the ones that they have at 18 Oracle Park now. It is a beautiful statue, and it's located in Monty Irvin Orange Park in New Jersey. The man next to me is Mario Alioto, one of the Giants executives. These are his two. This section here is when he passed away. We went to his memorial, and that's Larry Bear and Monty Irvin's two daughters. And finally, there's a plaque there that they dedicated to Monty Irvin and Yogi Berra and Larry Doby in New Jersey. Some other things we've been involved in. This John T. Brush Stairway I spoke about. We hung up our banner there to make it look, that came out really good. Mark Melanson, one of the Giant relievers, not one of the better ones. Nobody's really that good right now, but he was a very, very nice guy. He wanted to know about the history of the team, and he came down to where the stadium was, and the guys met him and told them, they know more than me, they're older than me, and they were giving him stories, and it was, a wonderful day. Some other events around the Polo Grounds, they had a cleanup day there. All of these people were donning New York Giant hats. They gave them away, they went and they were given back to the community. This has nothing to do with the stadium, that the stadium's there. They were cleaning up the community to make it look good. Then local artists drew these images you can see up here on top of Willie Mays and the Polo Grounds to try to make the, it's kind of a very, if you've never been there, it's not the greatest area. But to give more pride to the area. And they have named some streets down there. They named one to the Alou brothers, Matty Alou. Willie Mays, they officially named the street that crosses, it was called the Harlem River Driveway, is now Willie Mays Place. At Oracle Park, the Giants' memory is continually honored, and most of this comes from Peter McGowan. They have the championship flags or the World Series flags there. The retired numbers, Monty Irvin, Willie Mays, Willie McCovey just passed, not a San Francisco, not a New York Giant, but a New York Giant draft pick. They drafted him, but he never played here. Same with Juan Marichal, 27. Then there's a Gotham Club. They have a Gotham Club in New York, and I left some information about that. And about 2 weeks ago, when maybe 3 weeks ago, the Yankees came to play the Giants at Oracle Park. They had this history tour there, and you can see there's this whole Gotham Club where they honor the past of the Giants. There's just some other images of where the Polo Grounds are today. Back, the Polo Grounds Tower. We get requests all the time for speakers and information for shows. Our organization has a lot of unfinished business, though. We want to be proactive. We want to try to get a year-round museum at Oracle Park that encompasses the whole franchise. And the Giants have a Hall of Fame wall. We're trying to get that to be the whole franchise. So in less than a decade since the organization has been founded, we've accomplished much. Our group, despite the aging of our members, is growing, not declining. We hope you join us in our quest to keep the New York Giants alive and relevant in the hearts of all baseball fans by joining our team. Thank you very much.